Modern society spends an enormous amount of energy trying to build the perfect titanium safe. We rush and we exhaust ourselves trying to protect our resources from decay and loss. Yet, despite living with a level of material security far beyond what our ancestors could imagine, we are often paralyzed by financial anxiety. The ancient wisdom found in Matthew chapter 6 offers a direct diagnosis for this condition. Look at these navigational concepts. Treasure is defined not merely as coins, but as the object of your supreme love and passion, and the heart represents the center of human will. It acts like a compass needle, magnetically pulled toward whatever you consider most valuable. The root of our panic is not the simple fact that we own material things. The friction happens because we are applying an earthly strategy to an eternal domain. This table contrasts two approaches. The earthly strategy is vulnerable to destruction, keeping a person focused purely on survival. On the right, the heavenly strategy builds an investment immune to external crises, bringing peace and a focus on eternity. In the bottom section here, the goal is clarified. The biblical mandate to lay up treasures in heaven is an invitation to achieve freedom from fear. This map treats Earth not as a permanent vault, but as a transit zone. Money, time, and specific talents are given to us as resources meant to be used for a journey, not hoarded at a temporary station. To cure constant anxiety, we have to stop pouring our psychological energy into building permanent homes in a terminal we are only passing through. Navigating this transit zone requires recognizing the hidden reefs. As you can see on this map, the path is sown with invisible obstacles, cultural traps that trick our hearts into anchoring to the wrong things. Consider this anchor wrapped in gold chains. This represents the illusion of freedom, where heavy financial obligations become a trap. When a standard of living requires immense debt, the fear of losing income easily blocks the ability to hear or serve God. Next is the illusion of security. As seen with this ship tossed in a storm, risky financial speculation that deprives you of sleep is not faith. If inner peace rises and falls with market fluctuations, it is a form of gambling, not investing. Then there is the illusion of influence. This hourglass draining onto a smartphone illustrates how we build digital towers, pouring limited time into streams of content that offer no return for eternity. Finally, the illusion of significance. These theatrical masks represent the need for virtual validation. Seeking worth in online metrics makes you a hostage to an algorithm that constantly demands to be fed. These specific behaviors are often celebrated as markers of success, but in reality, they systematically replace genuine faith with a quiet, chronic fear of losing that temporary status. The audit gets even more difficult when we turn it inward. Even active religious service and charitable work can be corrupted by these same earthly motives. This diagnostic matrix tracks the symptoms of a misplaced heart in ministry. Notice the top row, indispensability syndrome, the belief that without you, everything will fall apart. This, along with comparing your success to others, are clear indicators of hidden pride. Now look at the second part of the matrix. Demanding perfection and viewing physical exhaustion as a sign of holiness actually kills grace, turning a loving God into a strict judge. Chronic burnout and anxiety in service are not badges of spiritual maturity. They are symptoms showing that the heart is protecting a personal reputation rather than God. It is time to step away from the theory and measure your own life using hard evidence. Look at this practical audit layout. If you want to know what you truly value, review your bank statements and your calendar. Do your daily expenses map out a route toward earthly comfort, or do they point toward eternity? Then apply the betrayal test. Does your fear of losing comfort, savings, or status outweigh the fear of betraying your own conscience and calling? It brings us to a single question reflected here. If all your earthly possessions suddenly disappeared tomorrow, what would actually remain of your true self? The cure requires shifting the object of your love. True heavenly treasure is found in the gift of grace and finding joy in God Himself. Peace cannot be found by building a stronger safe around things that are guaranteed to rust, break, or be left behind. Take a look at this final contrast. The vault on the left represents an illusion of control. Real security exists when the heart is securely moored to an eternal anchor that cannot be stolen or destroyed. When God becomes your ultimate treasure, your money, time, and status lose their power to make you anxious. They return to what they were always meant to be, simple tools to help you on the journey home.